one day your child is going to sit across someone and explain to them what it was like to be raised by you. Make sure it's a story worth telling.
Mm.
Get it?
Again, everybody.
Mm. 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 Mm.
You know, I've always.
I want to be able to just keep rocking this shit. Woo! Mm. You were saying?
That ad lib gets me every time. You know, I love my ad libs or the add-ons to the song, like the things that make the music what it is, melody wise. That
Yeah.
was it for me. But I got lost in his words too.
Mm.
So if you don't know anything about Nipsey, know that he was a dedicated artist that repped his city to the fullest. He repped where he was from to the fullest up until his last breath, because he was unfortunately killed by somebody. But
yeah. Happy Father's Day to Nip. Rest in peace. The marathon continues.
Oh.
Your legacy. When you want to be proud to speak about somebody, that's someone that's going to have a story that's going to be told. They're doing a documentary on him. Like, he has a story. It's like, just going off of that quote in the beginning of the of the show, a story worth telling. No story is not worth telling, but make your story worth telling. And just, that's self-explanatory. Like, when you look back at what people, obviously you're not going to be able to be there to hear what people say when you're dead, right? But you hope to hear, that you left good things more than bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that people can remember you to be someone that was worth knowing, that was worth being like, that's my dad, like, that's my mom. That's heavy.
And to think that at some point in time, yes, like con Dios adelante, Zaya will be talking to somebody about us, whether we're present and just not there at the moment, or however this life pans out. Takes a deep breath. He will be, yeah. I wonder what he might say to us, and I can't wait to ask him that. Maybe it's a question we'll ask him when he's older and say, how do you feel your childhood was with your mommy and daddy? And I know my parents have asked me that, or have asked me how I felt with certain things as a kid. Like, I've gotten those questions. Have you?
Nah. No feedback. No surveys. We didn't fill out no surveys yet.
They said, I don't give a fuck.
We did our job. Be grateful you're alive. Desgraciado. ¿Qué es lo que tú me estás preguntando a mí de que reclamándome vaina?
That is totally them. And it's so interesting to see how different parents are. There's so many different types of parents and personalities. That's exactly what it boils down to.
Culture is a big part of it.
Culture, personality, experience, just your beliefs in how to parent, like, overall.
Yeah.
Holy.
Your own experience growing up. Like, I know that some of the things that you're going to want to share with your kid are based off of what your parents taught you or exposed you to, right? And that could be good or bad, right? Like, it's hard, man. It's hard.
They can instill their experiences in you as it is a lesson to be learned and to really use as wisdom, or it can be instilling fear. There's two big ways here. And
oh yeah,
I think my mom was definitely a little more of the apprehensive person. That's always kind of been her approach. And as she's gotten older, she's a little more worried about things. So I think it's caused me to be more fearful a little more than opportunistic at times. And I'm trying to fight back that habit
Yeah.
of thought right now.
And you know, and that's big, because recognizing that is like a big thing, where you're like, well, you know, that's how you handle this situation, and maybe it called for that, you know, that style of parenting. At the moment, maybe that was like your judgment, and be like, yo, that was the style that I could make work. And sometimes we do that, right? Where we fall into a style of parenting that works, and it may not be healthy in the long term for our kid. So that's for the questions you still have to start asking yourself. Like, all right, this worked the first couple of times where I was depleted, and I needed to make sure like this worked, like el cuco. Like, I never thought I would see the day where I used that word, you know, and
El
I used to
cuco,
be
the
terrified.
bell.
No, the cuco was like the ultimate like fear tactic. Ahí viene el cuco. You don't even know what a cuco looks like.
Now there's theme music. Now you got him with theme music. He was this tonight. We put our son to sleep. He was like this already on the pillow, and then next thing you know, he plays some
Some scary sound.
and he says, "Daddy, I'm going to sleep." So like, nigga, stop playing that. Like, he was right away like, take that shit off. I'm going to bed.
Don't play that.
I was on my way there, chill. And
Yeah.
so the cuco has been a big thing. Even though he knows it's coming from his dad, how funny is that? It's just he thinks about the cuco as like a monster. Something's
that
coming.
word.
Something's
But we've
coming.
never described the cuco, right? And it
Never.
was never described to me as a kid. I just remember my parents saying, "Ahí viene el cuco," and like you say that to somebody, and you automatically in your head think it's
Run.
whatever that is. It sounds terrifying. I gotta make sure I not encounter
It
that
sounds
shit.
like that moment that you shut all the lights off and you're running upstairs really fast because you're in the dark.
That's el cuco. Maybe whatever's behind you is el cuco.
And then the belts.
the
belt.
belt.
That was my parents' favorite thing. Like, just grabbing the belt, making that hard sound with it. I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it would feel like going on my skin. But they never ended up hitting me.
That's the thing, right? Like with my dad, it was a different situation. Like I got the belt.
I think
Right.
the guys
The boys, the boys.
always got it the hardest.
And in my situation, when that would happen, it worked, right? Like I was scared, and I'm back in line, right? Like I'm back in discipline mode, and that'll last for whatever amount of hours until my brain just went back into whatever
Until you went back to this.
travesura, right? But what really goes down is it goes from a threat to where now you have to act on that shit,
Yeah.
right? Like if you don't want to do that, and you don't want to have that as your style of parenting, do not use that. Because I feel like my son's been calling my bluff, and he's just been like, get the
Right.
belt. Like one day he told me to go get the belt. I looked at him like, oh, you playing with me right
It's
now.
on.
Oh, you bugging. But that also brings me back to like, do I really need to go there? If I don't, or if I'm not going to go there, why am I using this as a fear tactic? But it just worked, right? It worked a couple of times when he saw that new thing in my hand and just said, that looks like it hurt. And I don't want that. And then I'll make that loud sound like, John, John. And
And he's like, nope. not
don't
me.
want parts of that.
But, I read something that was very important for parents and something I want you to think about, because you take him on his own adventures with you,
Yeah.
and then he goes out with mom. If me and you were to game plan with our son and say, hey, when we get to the store, you don't touch nothing, you don't ask for nothing, and you don't cry and make a scene if you don't get anything, because we're not going there to buy anything. He gets there. All three things occur. And then some.
And then you
And you
actually get him
say,
something.
hey, no. You say, if you do, te voy a dar una pela, or you're going to get punished. The moment we don't follow through with that, it just became a suggestion. It didn't become a demand. It didn't become something that he knew he would be disciplined with. And
But-
that would be the consequence of that action, that negative action.
Is that still instilling fear in some way? Because if you're using a threat, because that's a form of a threat, right? Like the what I like is the approach of setting expectations for
Right.
them.
Right.
That I like, because I did that with him today, and I didn't know that I was actually doing that when you're describing that now. I'm like, yeah, I did that with him today when I talked to him about going to the barbershop. I said, hey, you're going to stay still. You're going to listen, right? And then you're going to be able to sit down, and I'm going to let you play Sonic games while I'm getting a haircut. And I'm giving him an incentive, but it's not like a bribe either, because I'm not like saying, if you're not going to do this, I'm not going to give you this game. I said, hey, if you do these acts, then remember what the prize is at the end, but you have to deliver. And I kept reminding him throughout that, because it becomes a thing like you have to coach your kid, and it's not going to be perfect the first time you use something new, right? When you're using a new way, new, tool in your parenting bag, it's not going to be all the way good. Because trust me, I was shaky with the belt at first. Like I used to just bring it out and be like I didn't even want mommy to see me with the belt. Like I'll be in corners of the house like, and I'll pull it out like, and then I'll just put it back away. And then I just got more around them where I was like, and then I'm like smacking it against things like, look, it hurts.
Now you're doing
and
all
now
of
it's like you're getting closer and closer to the point where you don't want to be giving your kid the belt. Like I get it. It worked for me. And that was the way my parents dealt with the situation. I understand my parents and I understand, their journey. So I'm cool with that. Like it is what it is. Like I know that now there's a lot of research and a lot of things that suggest that this is unhealthy. This is creating, anxiety and all these other things in your kids. I feel like sometimes you need some straightening, but
literally.
I get it. You don't want it to be a habit of the only way that you can get your kid to comply. Because to what point are you gonna,
Right.
keep doing that?
Like bribery
Yeah.
or fear. Like
Yeah.
I don't like it. I do realize though there's this thing where it's like positive reinforcement. Is there a fine line between positive reinforcement and bribing your kid? So saying, hey, if you can do this correctly, then you're gonna get this. Technically, that is a form of.
That's how our job works. You put this
put in
time
the
and you go
time,
get paid.
this money. Yeah, sons of.
Like if you really think about it, it's kind of like how we're gonna have to teach him to work for his money, like for his allowance. Like, hey, clean your room so you can get XYZ.
Right. Or yeah. So it puts me to think, is it just certain circumstances where that's okay? And kind of teaching him, hey, do this, act correctly, and this will be the outcome because I know you enjoy this. This is like the positive reinforcement of you behaving. Like, thank you for that. I really appreciate that you sat there quietly while mommy had to do what she had to do. So I would like to give this to you for that. And I feel explaining the why behind it could be less of a bribery. Like
I like that, and I would like to add also emphasizing the importance of what you're doing, right? Like if you want your kid to know that being intentional or working hard at something is important, emphasize on them doing that when it's like a task, right? Like when you're telling them to clean the room. Cleanliness is important, papi. When you're organized, you can you're gonna feel better. You're gonna like emphasize on why it's important to have those things in your life, and not so much the prize that they're getting, right? Oh, it's cool that you got this toy, cool, but you know how important it is to do this and that, and it's like a repetition situation where you have to constantly bring that up because they're gonna get to the point in age where they're gonna remember you always said that, but now they're making sense of why you always said that. And I feel like I've had that moment in my life where, the things that my cousins told me, specifically Omar, my dad, were things that I heard until I lived it. And then I made sense of it and I was like, oh, wow, like this makes so much sense, right? You're going to hope that your kid catches on before it's like a learning thing. Like,
or they have to go through it themselves.
Yeah, but it's important to like put action in through your words, as a parent, but also emphasize on the things that you want them to make sure that they should get out of it, like working hard, being disciplined, doing things that are going to help them in the long term and improvement and being good at what they do and have fun, right? Like,
Yeah.
emphasize on those things and not so much what they're getting out of everything, because then it becomes that bribery.
Right, right. And also the importance of certain things like your hygiene. Like this little man will wake up and be like, I don't want to brush my teeth. Wait, what? That's not happening here ever. Because you're going to brush your teeth. Ain't nobody going to be talking about my baby that Zaya's breath stinks. Okay?
Yeah. And
At
I'm
all.
I'm sure we not the only ones in that realm right now. And I can tell you this. I've seen so many posts where parents are like either struggling with their kids eating enough protein, right? Like they're using the term protein a lot more, like you need a lot more protein. And the hygiene, right? Where like the kids don't want to do certain things like take a bath, or they want to just, walk barefoot and have dirty feet on your bed. Like,
Oof. Pet peeve of mine.
that is like your worst.
He's gotten better.
situation.
He's gotten better. Like, we don't allow that. We don't allow that because that's mad germs in our bed. No way. Mad germs.
And I'll say she enforces it more than me, because sometimes, I'm
Nope.
I'm all over it. Like today, I didn't notice, and you were like,
His
feet
feet were
were
dirty.
so dirty. I was like, oh my God.
I literally
How did you get on the bed like that?
I literally can't stand it. I can't stand it. I cannot. But next steps, right? We know how we talked about, I just said like, yo, no one better be talking about my baby's breath stinking. He's going to start being around a lot of kids. He's going to
Yes.
school.
Yes.
My baby is going to pre-K
Yes.
4. And mama don't know how to act. My baby's going into pre-K 4, y'all. And I have been doing those things. This week was all about getting him prepped, and just, I feel really good about it. I feel really good that I took those steps. I got it done. And it's definitely time. It's definitely time. And one spectrum, I feel a little behind. And I feel like I hope that I haven't pushed him behind on certain things.
No.
And that guilt,
never
it
too
was
late.
weighing on me a little bit. But then I thought that came into my mind. So, you know what? It happened at the right moment. I personally feel good that he can defend himself very well going into this environment and letting us know what's going on when he comes home.
Yeah.
In this world where we don't know what to expect. So that's where my head was at as a mom who decided after year 4 that we were finally going to instill our kid into school, the school system.
Yeah.
If I had the option of homeschooling, if I felt like I had that ability a little bit more, because I don't know if I have the patience. I've definitely,
That's important to recognize. Like if you're gonna be able
I
to
think
deal
it'd be a
with the
special moment for me to,
Yeah.
like, if I could, I absolutely would. Give me the patience and give me the curriculum that would be great to instill more than just ABCs 1, 2, 3s into my kid. So I'm very curious, and I want to know your thoughts. How are kids going to interact and be on his first day of school? What are your thoughts?
He's gonna be excited. I mean,
Oh,
the signs.
already is crying.
Yeah, the signs that I've seen that you've told me, because you're the one that's been able to go for the orientations and appointments. He doesn't want to leave the school. He's crying. That's a good sign.
Sign
That's a
that
good
he's
sign
ready.
that he's excited. He wants to be, around kids more like in his range, and that could interact more. He's talkative now. He tells us about his day. He tells us things, so I'm comfortable with him telling me some things and letting me know how it went, what the teacher said, what stood out to him, because he's not going to be able to tell you the whole story, but the things that I'm intrigued by Zaya sometimes is just what his recap is about. Like what stood out for him that was important for him to mention.
Yeah. I'm interested.
That's gonna be my highlight of him telling me like random things that he observed from the kids doing, or that the teachers told the kid, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, what I'm not looking forward to is his boca abierta, right?
What's that?
Because
Like what?
now we are also exposed to him just being very talkative to the teachers, and the teachers knowing about us a little bit too much. Like what he sees at home. Like you see stories about people telling like their teachers, like their mom walks around naked, for example, or stuff like that. And it's like, you don't need to know these facts about me. So
Yes.
I don't want to know, that you're out there telling the teachers that the birds shitted all over the floor, right? Like, it's just, those are the things that I'm also like, okay, we gotta let him
know the differentiate private from public talk.
that's another
But I've been
preparation.
explaining that to him. Like, I tell him, hey, you don't talk about your thing. You don't pull it out. You don't like.
You don't just go pee by the tree.
You don't just go. Like, I know you're a boy, and that's the best part about having a boy mom. That if you tell them over and over again, do you gotta pee? Do you gotta pee? And they don't want to, but when they're about to get in the car and you ask them one more time, they say yes. Ahí mismito. Let's go right now. That's me. I'm that mom. Not in a parking lot or more of a public place, of course. But I was like, all right, whip it out right here. So he better not do that at school.
And that's why, like, the other day,
you've ever done that.
no, I don't do that with my kid, just because I understand how boys can get real comfortable. Like, there's times,
He's
like,
so comfortable.
for example, for him to pee still, he doesn't just put his pants halfway. He drops his drawers. So, like, his butt cheeks are all out. I don't want people watching my kid's butt cheeks. Like, that it is what it is. Too many weirdos.
It's like, all the way down. Like,
yeah, nah. I was like, wait. My dad the other day was like, Zaya, you gotta go to the bathroom. Go right there in the backyard. I said, bro, we're in the house. There's a toilet right there. He goes running to next to my car and just pees. I'm like, bro. And I'm over here looking around like tapándolo. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here, bro? Like,
he's a free spirit, baby. That's it.
I'm like, yo, my thing is not letting him become comfortable when I'm not around to do stuff like that.
Right.
Be like, bro, that's a charge. Like, you're too young for a charge, but that's a charge. You gotta chill out.
Nah, so we'll teach him the difference between that. But I
What are
was
you
more
looking forward
nervous.
to?
I feel like we had this conversation a few weeks back. And now I feel a little more looking forward to it based on having checked out the school. His reaction to not wanting to leave made me feel like he really needs this. And it just confirmed that feeling for me. I already thought that.
Yeah.
But it confirmed it for me. So I'm like, nah, like, let's get him in mid-July. Like, that made me think, let's speed up the process because I want him to be more used to it. So steps we're going to take next, and I've decided, and we've spoken about it, and we've made that decision, is he's going in earlier so he can build that routine, and we're going to start building the bedtime and no more sleeping too late and then getting up very late, and trying to catch up on that sleep if you do. Like, I do wish we would have been better with bedtime and things of that nature, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, these are the things where, like, having a second child helps you kind of, like, notate, like, I'll do this different because now I know what to expect. Because, again, we're in the stages where we're learning as we go. And that's why there's a lot of posts that you see around, like, your first child is the one that went through the trenches with you. Whether it was like the real trenches or just like experienced trenches, like, you gonna go through the rough parts of parenting with me. I'm gonna figure it out. Just be patient with me because I'm also learning, right? But the second child is gonna get the better version of you, and that's gonna be product of the first child. So you always have to treat the first child, with that respect because they experience a different version of you, and this is where, right, when you have older siblings, when they talk about your parents in certain ways, you don't understand it because it wasn't your experience based off of your parents' level of experience when they got to you. So, like, what my older sister may have experienced was the parts of the rough, terrains that my parents were going through, in their life at that moment. And then I was the last one that was able to get the version of them that was more like soft, let's say.
Or more just, we got this already.
Yeah, like they knew what to do.
So how far apart are you and how far are you and her?
How
do you not know your
terrible with
siblings'
no,
age?
I'm just terrible with that with anybody.
Oh my goodness.
That is a good question. I think we are like 5 or 6 years
I'm
apart.
pretty sure she's gonna be 40 this year. Or 39.
Yeah. So we're about like 6 to 7 years apart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is the birds chirping right now?
No.
Okay. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 years is a lot. 3 years isn't as much. But when you talk 6 years apart, they had a whole, like, you went from almost having your full development stage
No, because
going.
Lee was in the middle of that.
I'm just saying, from Angie to you, them,
Mm-hmm.
and their experience with kids. From
Oh
Angie
yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. And then the gender as well. Like you learn a little different with boys. It's a lot less emotional. Like you deal with a little bit more of just like the hyperness or like the roughness or the craziness and that's where the dad comes in. So like my mom, I feel like my dad was like, here, figure out the girls, and my dad was more like, I'll handle the boy, right? As for us, we're kind of like learning to be like equal in the responsibilities. It's a different generation of different, presence in parenting.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I can tell where like there could be resentment on certain things, right? And the older child is normally the one that can carry those things because again, they saw the rawest form of their parent.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So Zaya for us is kind of like he's going to feel that when he experiences a sibling that maybe goes through different things or gets certain things a lot sooner because we were quicker to pick up on those things. And it's not that we care for this one more, it's just that again we were prepared based off of the first one. So I mean,
Yep.
I look forward to the stage for him. I look forward to Zaya being able to develop and become more sociable and expand his world, period. That he can come home and tell me what he wrote about, what he drew, what he played with, who he met, what names are coming up, right? Because we hear my niece Catalina talking about her friends and names, and I was like, oh, you got a bunch of friends. Your friends.
That name's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, right? Like, that's dope.
Because there's so much out there too. And she is now fully developed. Like, what do they say? At 7 years old, your personality is essentially in full development. Like, who you kind of are.
Consciousness and all that, yeah.
Yeah, is now at its peak of like, hey, this is who I am. And then it grows and evolves
And now you
from
get
there.
exposed to more things, more of your own interests. It's not just based off what your parents tell you should like.
My biggest pressure as a parent is making sure that he's getting exposed to the right things that are going to help him grow mentally and physically into his future self, what he decides he wants to do for a living. My goal is to expose him how I wasn't quite exposed as a child. I was exposed to a lot of love. I wouldn't change my childhood for anything. But had I had more apoyo to tap in more to that curiosity, I would have been more open and maybe my life would have been different today. Who knows? Maybe my interests or where I went and how soon I went into that career path that I would have chosen would have been sooner. The timeline would have been different. So exposure and apoyándolo, like those are my main two things. And it's a big pressure. It's a big pressure as a parent. And sometimes you feel shitty, like you're not doing enough about it. And other days you're like, I'm killing it, and then you're in the middle in those other forms of days. I'm doing okay. All right, we got this. Like, just like positive self-talk all the time. Like, you ever feel like you have to tell yourself something differently in those moments? Where you might be thinking, oh, am I doing good? Am I doing my best as a parent? Do you ever feel like you have to start shaking yourself out of that? Or what do you do in that moment when you feel like you might not be given enough?
I feel like I'm I think more like this is gonna change. Like it's just the moment. I constantly think like that. So it's whenever I feel that way, I'm just like, this is gonna be different.
This too shall pass.
Yeah, literally, like
we will get better.
Yeah, like and of course it's gonna come with action, right? So there's a lot of self-reflecting. There's a lot of what am I gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like wherever you are, it's because of the decisions you made. So what kind of decisions are you going to make different to make sure that changes? That's kind of where the pressure comes for me now. It's like, all right, we got 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Right now we got 5 years. Like it's like that's what I'm doing in my mind. So what do you do to help yourself with those moments?
Definitely, I get up and I do something. Like, I've noticed that when I have that moment where my mind gets too loud, I just get up and I start doing stuff. But it's not like just random shit. It's okay. Let me start doing stuff that's gonna help me make sure that I'm not in this feeling. So it might be
Checking something off your box that's like a to-do list.
literally, and I do it on my notepad on my phone and make sure that it's not a to-do list just to check boxes off. It's to make sure I'm getting it done and getting the things done that I said I was going to. So I put it on something, so I make it real. I write it down, so I make it real. And now I'm putting it into the universe, and now I'm acting on it. So I get up and I start doing something. Just start doing it. But it does take a lot of that positive self-talk as well. Like, it's also me telling myself and like talking myself through it. Talking myself through it. Do it, do it, do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my shell has hardened over the years, but there's still some times where I might just get discouraged by something or an event or something someone said that kind of brings me down, and I might wallow in that for a little bit.
Which is normal. I think that's human like, right? You can't, like, there's no just up. There's a lot of that, and that, again, going to church now has been able to like give us that reinforcement in our life too, because we're looking to a deeper realm. We're connecting more with God, and we're seeking for that, for our healing, for our journey, for our kid, for our family, for everything, every aspect in our life that affects us. So having those moments is important, to have people around you to help you get out of those moments.
Yeah, because some days I will wallow in it. Other days I'm like, nope, and I'm happy I got myself out of it. I don't know how, but most likely in action and just saying, you know what? In order to feel less of this, I got to do this. And that's what made me shake it off. And also thinking about him being proud of me for doing it. Every time I'm like, oh my God, I hope what I'm doing, I can make myself proud. I can make him proud. And he'll say, that's why she did it. One day he's going to say, that's why mom did that.
I believe it.
Like, that just got deep before we got deep.
Facts. Recently, Zaya was able to go see me play basketball. And it was dope, because I always wanted that to be a thing where he can come out and watch me either in whatever sport, right? Baseball, basketball. But basketball's been more consistent in my life currently. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to bring him out so he could just see how the sport is played. Also see me kind of play the sport and get interested. And it brought a certain level of joy to experience that with him, because he said things like, Dad, you made a lot of points, right? When he understood that you're making points when when the ball goes in the hoop. Talking about, like, you have a lot of friends. He said, Dad, we have a lot of friends. He literally looked at me. He says, we got a lot of new friends. And I was like, look at him. These are his friends now. He said that.
Like,
and he was saying hi to everybody. Yeah, everybody was coming up and saying and dapping him up. And he was like, what's up? What's up? And he was just like, Dad, we have a lot of friends. Like, he went up to me and said that. And I laughed, because I'm like, look at this little boy. Like, get that down. So it made me feel happy to just see him kind of like happy that I brought him into my world.
Yeah.
And it, for some reason, made me go into like a memory. And I realized that memory is like a heartbreak memory. Have you ever felt like there was a heartbreak moment from you, like an experience with your parents? I know that this is that for me, because when I think about that memory, it kind of hurts. It kind of like, you kind of feel like, damn, man, like, why am I thinking about this at this old age, right? And it was like when my dad took me to play baseball. I was excited. He's like taking me to go practice.
How old were
and
you?
try out for a team. I don't remember my age, to be honest with you. I just remember the feeling of that day and kind of what happened. I'm at the baseball field. I'm ready to bat. This is the first time coming up to the plate and actually like trying to hit a moving ball. And I was coached a little bit about how to do it. I'm like, all right, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm at the plate. I swing, strike. And all of a sudden, like immediately, there's like these girls in behind, and I can hear them, you know, laughing and like, oh, he's not gonna hit the ball. He can't hit the ball. And I get the second pitch, second strike. I strike out, right? And I hear my dad say like, "Esta mierda," right? And that moment right there was just like, and I didn't know what I was expecting at that moment, right? Probably wanted more of encouragement than that, right? And I understand my dad's personality today. That's not something I'm hurt about anymore. I just think about that moment, right? And it sounds contradicting because like I said, I hurt. It hurts sometimes when I remember it, but it's just like the moment of what I thought as a kid. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like my pops is saying that. That's crazy, and it's important, you know, what you tell your kids because they could believe that shit, right? Like, maybe you never really tried to go all in on something because you never really thought that you were good enough, right? And maybe that was the case with me with sports, right? I never really tried to be good all the way around because maybe I didn't feel like I could. Maybe it was like, hey, if the person I'm looking for confirmation on, like, if I should be doing this is like saying otherwise,
No.
right? Like,
Right.
so I felt like that was something that subconsciously I built in my mind. And it and I'm like, damn, man, like I want my son to have a different experience, right? Because I feel like from that experience, I know what that can do to you. Now that if I think about it enough, I'm like, damn, that wasn't a good look. And I forgave my dad for that. I brought it up to him once.
You did.
I absolutely did.
Because I was gonna say you forgave him, but in your mind,
Yeah,
you never really brought it up. So what did he say?
And this is the thing where I say, you know, parents be like, you don't got no right to be reclamándome. It's not that approach. It was kind of like him not, you know, when somebody's
taking
like
ownership.
yeah, or just not being
Empathetic about it.
no, the word is he was oblivious to that was a feeling or a thing. Because to him, right, parenting was providing. It wasn't about emotion, right? That's an emotion thing you're talking to me about. I'm working, like, you don't know how hard it is to work. You know what I mean? Like, he's justifying, like, my role was,
The breadwinner, the provider.
yeah, and I made it happen, which he did. But on the emotional side, because my mom has a detached personality, my pops also was not around as much because he was working a lot. So at those moments, if you're with me, you're the parent. You're in charge of everything, not just the providing. You have to also be there emotionally for me. How you deal with those things and providing that is super important. And, you know, I'm learning that in real time, and I'm making it a priority to also have my kid have good experiences when it comes to how he feels about something, when he's trying something new, how I encourage him, how I let him know it's okay to not have it all figured out. You know, I made that post on Instagram, right? And I missed the first shot. And I posted that for a reason. It wasn't like, oh, I could have cut that out. I put that up because it was just an example of this doesn't matter. It's the experience that we're having right now, this interaction, because it doesn't matter how much you miss. You're going to make the shots that are important. You're going to miss a lot more than what you're going to make. And that's in everything in life. At some point, you're going to start making buckets. But if you miss enough, that's the only way that's going to happen. And that is how I want to treat my life. Where all the things that I've been through, all the bullshit, all the bad decisions were missed buckets. And because I have another day of life, I can make up for that and start making buckets and have my family see that, have my son see that's a real story right there that he can tell. Like, my dad took a lot of shots. My dad didn't stop taking shots. but he made the motherfuckers in when they were needed. And that's what I want him to remember. I want him to be able to say that about me. And that's going to start by how I carry myself, how I show up for myself and my family. You know, and that's kind of like what's been marinating in my life from that experience. Like, thinking about those things, that memory is important for me. Now I realize that memory is important for me because it's supposed to light something for me. And I felt like it did that when I had that experience with my son recently at the court.
And it was so cute. I saw it and I teared up. Because you're either going to take what you went through in your own experience in childhood and replicate it, and it's going to be a cycle, or you're going to say, I am changing and breaking this cycle right now.
Facts.
Because I don't want my kids to feel how I felt, even though my parents didn't mean that. And I think it's a beautiful thing as a child to understand your parents and not resent them for it, where you easily could. But we're in a phase, we're in an era of self-development, self-help, constant reflection, things that their generation never even were exposed to.
At all. Yeah.
So,
the internet.
So that's where we're at. We have the upper hand. We have the power. We have the power. And I think it's a beautiful thing that despite those little things that you've gone through, that you, A, don't resent them for it, and you realize where their stronger suits as parents were, and B, you're utilizing that and you're going hard when it comes to making sure Zaya knows that he feels seen, involved, included, and that's a beautiful thing.
Facts.
You know, so good job, baby, because you're, you know, it's going to be your day on Sunday for Father's Day. Shout out to the fathers, the zaddies. And just know that just because you planted the seed doesn't mean that you are the dad. You know, you could plant the seed and not be a real father to a child. Being a father is more than just having brought that child into this earth. It's what you do to develop and be there for that child, and you do so well with that. Like, one thing I could say in parenthood hasn't been easy. You know, we see each other as life partners for one another, and even when our relationship side and our connection side could be a little lacking because of everyday tasks, work, when it comes to everything with our kid, it's always the best.
We make sure he don't feel that shit.
Yeah, he don't feel it, but also it does bring us back in a way. Not
100%.
Not in the ways that we used to experience without a child, but in a way that is dope to see. It's a different phase of us. It's a different phase of us. Even though I do mourn certain parts of us pre-baby, but other than that, I'm also just embracing this phase because that's it. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is now. 5 minutes is already gone. 5 minutes ago is gone. Like, I'm realizing that I can't be stuck in the past, reflecting on the past as much anymore, which I'm very much that person. So.
Yeah, no. It's just funny to me because I thought about a moment when you said, oh, we can't, you know, be like how we were pre-baby. And it was like when recently, a couple of days ago, we were getting intimate and we were getting ready, we were getting right, and this little boy, I feel like he just felt like mom and dad were having their time,
like they were doing something, and he was trying to figure out what.
Little boy was hitting the door like it was like an emergency.
Hello?
I was like, yo,
hello,
and
are you there?
What are you doing? That was what he said. No, we figured it out. We kept it moving, and then we attended to our kid.
Then he opened the door. What's up, Poppy? I wanted water. Welcome to parenthood.
Welcome to the Parental Exchange podcast, where real parents exchange real experiences.
Like this one.
No judgment.
Ever.
And just growth and connection. All right. Now we're going to have to keep that in there, buddy.
And connection.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's real life. thugging
Real
it out
life.
out here.
Yeah, nah. We are in that thugging it out stage, and super blessed. Shout out to the dads again. Happy Father's Day to y'all. And by now,
Salute.
when you hear this, Father's Day would have passed. So hopefully you have an amazing weekend, and you just salute to those. Salute to yourself. Have an amazing day, and hopefully all of that love gets shooting right back at you for all of the cups that you pour into day in and day out.
Amen. And with that being said, let's get deep, baby. Let's get deep.
All right, so
I mean, deeper, because we've been getting deep today. So
we have. So here is a game called Let's Get Deep. It's a question for couples, and it's really dope because you start off with an icebreaker and then you build into deeper questions, literally deep and deeper. And there's even activities that you can do, but those are a little too frisky for the camera. But we gon' get deep. I got a stack of cards here, and each one has the word deep in the front, and you can pick one without seeing it on the very top. What you doing?
I want to pick from any
pick
part.
the top.
What? You got it picked out already?
No, I don't. But okay, so you're not gonna look at them.
No.
Okay. Go for it. All right, I'm gonna pick one too.
No. Let's pick that one, and then you pick one now.
All right, I'm gonna read this.
Yep.
All right. What's something you're weirdly good at?
That's a good question.
Remember, you're gonna answer for me.
I'm gonna answer for you.
And I think I know what
I
you're
know
gonna say.
exactly what to say. Thank
I know
God I got this
exactly.
card to
Okay.
answer. I'm gonna answer it. Relax.
I know, but if you answer what I'm thinking, I'm gonna trip.
But you're gonna let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
So Nicole can grab gum and she'll literally be, if she's chewing gum, best believe that she'll have a moment where she makes like a ton of small little gum balls within each other, and they're like perfectly rolled.
sized.
They're like it's so weird, but she actually does it, and every time she does it, I'll ask her, and she'll.
Are you doing that right now? And I'm like,
and she'll go, and she'll
I'll go,
whip out her tongue.
and there's a whole bunch. It looks like
10
what's
little
that fish? What's that the fish, basically those small little dots.
pebbles.
Very expensive fish. It's an expensive fish. It's not physically a fish, but it's some type of like seafood or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
And they're little balls that
Yeah.
are black.
I think that, I don't know if that's seafood, but I believe you're talking about se me fue. I know exactly what you're talking
I'm
about.
gonna look it up. But yes, that's exactly what I thought about. And that's hilarious. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Okay. So that was funny. Hold on, I want to find this because then it's gonna bug me if I don't. Yeah, I can't find it. It's just not. Okay. Let's pick a card for me.
Wait.
Can't find that.
Are we
fish.
done? Are you gonna answer it?
Oh, you want me to answer?
Yeah, we
something
both gonna
for
answer each
you?
other.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be like a different one each time.
You want to do it like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's go.
Okay. I can't beat that.
Okay, this is a good one too. What is my favorite thing to do after a tough day?
I think that what you would like to do probably is, catch a little vibe. Catch a little vibe. And just maybe you'll find another way to get into other like creations or something that you might want to work on of your own interest. Or you'll just literally say, I'm going to just chill and do nothing. Like, just chill.
Facts. Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes you have that day where you're like completely like, nah. Like, it's just, today was the day.
If it's one of those days, the depleted days, I'm shutting everything off.
Everything is off.
I'm not even scrolling. I'm just like in silence.
Sometimes he ends up like going to bed even at a more decent time. But if it's a day where it's just a long day, but the weekend is probably here. It's a Friday. Like, I could be up a little bit. Let me have a little drink. If my dad is outside, I'm going to have a little cigar.
That part.
And I'm going to just Mac. Grab a little ice, have something on the rocks, or an IPA.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right, now I gotta answer one for you. Okay, so I'm picking.
One more.
One more for each. Let's go. Oh, I'm reading it for you. Can't do that. You gotta read it.
What role do I play in my family?
That's a good question.
What role
Your role.
do I play in my family?
Your role, I feel like, is bringing people together. Like wanting to get together and experience things. Like whenever we think about doing something, you're quick to like say, hey, let me try to see if this person wants to do it. This person wants to do it. Like, let me hit up Angel. Let me hit up Nat. Let me hit up my mom. Like, you want people to participate in moments.
Right.
So I think that you like creating moments for you and your people.
Yeah.
I think that's your role. Like,
sure.
Definitely want to be the person that like can look back at moments. And I think that looking back at things is important for you. So if you make a lot of new ones and experience it with people you love, it's important because you can look back at that and remember those moments.
Yeah. Because I like to reminisce. We just talked about that. So hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If I could pick one age to be forever,
okay,
what age would I pick and why?
Okay. So the age, I don't know what age you were in this year. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to say around, I'm going to say age 20, sometime in your 20s. I don't know. I got to pick an age though, I guess.
Got to pick?
Yeah. I'm going to say around your like 21, 22 years old. Because you were just experiencing life for the first time and you was outside. There's a lot of moments and music around that era that really spoke to you and you were like, like, damn, I remember when did it, like I constantly, you're not a reminiscer like I am. So when you reminisce, it really means something to you. And so when you talk about certain eras, and I could be wrong about the age, but I definitely, wherever that time frame is, if it's not that specific age, when you reminisce, you be like, damn, them times in DR were like no other. That's a time I feel you'd want to relive again in an age range you'd want to be at forever and stay at. Just for those memories.
Yeah.
But
21.
21? Okay. Okay, I was right.
I think at 21, I felt like I could take on the world. And it was that feeling of no fear, you jumping off of a plane style, like without a parachute and just figuring it out on the way down. That was 21 for me.
Okay, I'm happy. This is the first question I answered decently. If you're down. Okay. I had to try. I was gonna check out one of the activities, and I thought this would be kind of fun to do on camera and see how it captures us. It says,
"Is it an action?"
Yes, it's an activity. Close your eyes and try and kiss each other without looking. Did your lips meet up? And let's capture this shit on camera and see if we actually capture each other's lips. So right, mic's off, mic's off.
The mic's away.
Mic's on, mic's off. Lights out. Lights on. All right, we gotta close our eyes from now and turn our head in 1, 2, 3.
Headphones.
Wait, what do you
I
mean?
cheated. My headphones started pushing me back.
What? Oh, mine's still fine. Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Try it again now.
I'm cracking up at this shit.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Now we're ready.
Wait, I have my earphones on still, but I can move.
That's fine because yours are long.
Okay. Here we go. I'm nervous.
All right. 1. We gotta start at it. We gotta go at a number. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I kissed your ear.
Your nose. Like the top of your nose.
Shit. Okay, I get it. That's funny as hell. Okay, ready? All right. 1, 2, 3.
What just happened?
Kissed
You
your
kissed
hat.
my. I tried to go low because you were
Oh,
going low.
God. One more
One more
time.
okay.
Okay, baby, you're so palante. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's the closest we're gonna get. Give me a kiss. Woo. Thank you for tuning into the Parental Exchange. Until next time, fam. And make sure to subscribe and check us out and show love on our reels because it is our real life. He's my favorite too.
They ain't never missed on a collaboration. Never. It was hard to find a bad Bino and Nip song. That don't exist.